Hello there, senior high learners! How are you today? Did it ever cross your mind what mark you want to leave behind for future generations to remember? We call it legacy. Legacy is a mark we leave as a gift to the next generation. Come and join me as we look into the legacy of our national artists in our lesson for contemporary Philippine arts from the regions. Art is ageless and timeless. It comes in various forms created by different people from all walks of life and across different generations. But no matter how common it may seem to create an artwork, we have seen greatness in those who have tastefully crafted their art. They are highly acclaimed here in the Philippines and around the globe. Previously, we got a glimpse of the works of art created by our national living treasures, the masters of traditional arts. In our lesson today, we will get to know the life and works of the extraordinary national artists in the country whose works of art lives on as a heritage to the generations that came after them. Before we continue with our lesson, let us find out the topic for our lesson in this episode by answering this word puzzle game. Ready? Let's start! Set A. 1. The highest form of merit given to Filipino artists. 2. Honor. Correct answer is 1. National artist. 2. Award. Set B. 1. Synonymous to the word visible. 2. The various branches of creative activity. Correct answer is 1. Visual. 2. Arts. Set C. 1. Fernando Blanc, first awardee, Order of National Artist of the Philippines. 2. Victorio Blanc, father of Philippine modern art. The correct answer is 1. Amor Solo. 2. Edades. Very well! You did great in deciphering the words related to our topic. We will learn about the national artist for visual arts with the likes of the pioneers of Philippine art, Fernando Marsolo and Victorio Edades. You will get in-depth knowledge of the order of the national artist of the Philippines and the colorful world of visual arts. The official Gazette of the Philippines describes a national artist as a Filipino citizen who has been given the rank and title in recognition of his or her significant contributions to the development of Philippine arts and letters. The rank and title of national artist are conferred through a Presidential Proclamation number 1001 series of 1972. It recognizes excellence in the fields of visual arts, architecture or allied arts, music, dance, theater, literature, film, and broadcast arts. Those who have been proclaimed national artists are given a grand collar symbolizing their status. The Order of National Artists, Orden ng mga pambansang alagad ng sining, is the highest national recognition given to Filipino individuals who have made significant contributions to the development of Philippine arts. According to the NCCA, the Order of National Artists embodies the nation's highest ideals in the humanities and aesthetic expression through the distinct achievements of individual citizens. Since 2018, there are a total of 73 national artists. 17 of them specialize in visual arts. The first awardee of the Order of National Artists was Fernando Amorsolo, awarded after his death in 1972. In 1973, muralist Carlos Botong V. Francisco was recognized with classical sculptor Guillermo E. Tolentino. It was only in 1976 that modernist painter Victorio C. Edades and father of modern sculpture Napoleon V. Abueva were awarded the Order of National Artist for Visual Arts. Other modernist artists who were awarded were Vicente S. Manansala in 1981, Cesar Legaspi in 1990, Hernando R. Ocampo, 1991, J. Elizalde Navarro in 1997, Ang Kyokok in 2001, Jose T. Hoya in 2003, Abdul Mari Asha Imao in 2006, Federico A. Alcuaz in 2009, Francisco V. Coching in 2014, Larry Alcala in 2018. The only living national artists for visual arts are Arturo R. Luz, awarded in 1997, and Benedicto R. Cabrera, Ben Cab, who is residing in Baguio City and was awarded in 2006. The great work of the artist, aside from being bestowed with the highest honor, signifies the mastery of their craft. Their work reflects Filipino culture. They are awarded the National Artist for Architecture and Allied Arts. Pablo S. Antonio, Leandro V. Locsin, Juan F. Nakpil, Idelfonso P. Santos, Jose Maria V. Zaragoza, Francisco Manyosa. The criteria for the selection of the Order of National Artists sets the standard and excellence in Filipino citizens' talents. One of the criteria is for the artists who, through the content and form of their works, have contributed in building a Filipino sense of nationhood. Here is a clip of an interview from Art Republic with the late Francisco Manyosa.
I also say, love of country is very important. I speak for many architects that think of Pinoy, but we must look deeper into love of country. And love of country should just help. Whatever you have in this country, use it.
Truly Filipino, the mark of excellence. Knowing our heritage is an important process in making a trademark of an artistic expression or style. Art Republic has this video clip of the late national artist Abdul Mari Asha Imao.
Naghahanap ako ng design na talagang fitted to be a cultural symbol of the South. Wala akong makita kundi yung sarimanok. So yung develop ko. Ang ginawa ko, hindi ko kinopia yung sarimanok, binodernize ko. Makita niyo yung ulo niya, parang origami yan. And then, I use the moon as a divider, at the same time, a balancing form. Malaki ang, ang influence ko sa Japan kasi gusto ko yung mga design nila, simple lang. Ay, ang symbol ko yung sarimanok at saka yung ukir. So yun na binibili sa akin.
The works of art, a legacy of a Filipino artist leaving us with a piece of history. Another legend meets the criteria of a national artist. He has pioneered a mode of creative expression or style and was named as the first landscape architect of the country. He is the late National Artist for Architecture, Idelfonso Santos. A national artist must have earned respect and esteem from peers. They are the role models in practicing the art in showing their love for the country, which is worth emulating. process of learning about the great contribution of the national artist, having knowledge in history and the talent in the arts will help a visual artist succeed. As a budding self-taught artist, Nexus makes it a point to research the work of masters in Philippine arts. Let us find out what are the artworks that inspire her quest in finding inspiration as a visual artist.
Napoleon Abueva, born in 1930 and died 2018. He embodied the Philippine modernist approach to sculpture, with its large acknowledged debt to the Romanian sculptor Brancusi. Abueva mastered the handling of volume and mass, heft and physicality in a variety of materials such as wood, stone, and metal. Federico Aguilar Alquaz, born in 1932 and died 2011. Art critic Emmanuel Torres wrote this about him. Much of what he produced in the 1960s, in which every canvas is a full house of vibrating, counterpointing, and swirling abstract motifs, attests to the restless temperament of this inveterate jet-setter. Despite Alquaz's intense preoccupation with abstraction, he has emerged as a master of the still life. Ang Kyukuk, born in 1931 and died 2005. By his own admission, Ang Kyukuk regarded Spanish artist Pablo Picasso's Guernica as a turning point in his artistic consciousness. Developing his own cubist-derived fragmentation of sharply angular forms, he concentrated on a few themes, such as still life, crucifixion, the so-called junkscape series, dogfights, and figures reeling in physical pain or emotional anguish. Benedicto Cabrera, also known as Ben Cab, born in 1942. Ben Cab is a popular and celebrated persona of the artist whose two distinctive themes define his art. The Larawan series based on antiquarian photographs of Filipinos, and a figure whom the artist has named Sabel. The work titled A Gobernadorcillo and His Wife evokes a vanished era's deployment of titles to confer power and influence, a practice that has been handed down to the present times. Carlos Botong Francisco, born in 1912, died 1969. Craftsman from Paete, a municipality southeast of Luzon, translated into a massive wooden relief as seen from a mural by Carlos Botong V. Francisco. His murals depicting the historical events of the country were previously found at the Bulwagang Katipunan at the Manila City Hall. Jose Hoya, born in 1931 and died in 1995. Jose Hoya was the foremost exponent of the abstract expressionism in the Philippines, a painting idiom originating in New York in the 1940s and 1950s. It was characterized by the spontaneous gestural acts of applying pigments on canvas without any preconceived notion, dependent on the artist's connection with the subconscious. Cesar Legazpi, born in 1917 and died in 1994. What many regard as the signature style of Cesar Legazpi alludes to rocks and stone formations, transfigured into human forms in expressive poses of struggle and suffering. By his own admission, he could never veer away from the human figure, no matter the desire to do a pure abstract work. Arturo Luz, born in 1926. The characteristic virtues of the art of Arturo Luz early emerged from the time he first exhibited his works in the early 1950s, after his arrival from art studies in the United States and sojourns in Europe. Through over half a century, marked by regular exhibitions, Luz continued to explore and refine his aesthetics that are invariably and consistently described as linear, geometric, disciplined, impeccably designed, and elegantly austere. Vicente Manansala, born in 1910 and died 1981. Transparent cubism is a phrase that has been introduced, popularized, and accepted as a distinctive contribution of Vicente Manansala to Philippine art. More significantly, it exemplifies the Filipino artist's gift of acknowledging, assimilating, and finally transcending the influences that have been shaped, evolved, and eventually defined their own personal style and aesthetics. Jeremias Elizalde Navarro, born in 1924 and died 1999. From an underappreciated artist to a national artist sums up the artistic path of Jeremias Elizalde Navarro, who was eventually recognized for his mastery of multiple media. From print to sculpture, from printmaking to graphic design, Elizalde was also an astute and fearless art critic, a rare feat in the local art scene. Hernando R. Ocampo, born in 1911 and died 1978. A self-taught artist, Ocampo was in the vanguard of Philippine modernism, given the label Neo-Realism by the artist-writer Emilio Aguilar Cruz, indicative of the search for a new reality, beyond that which was embodied by the works of a conservative artist. Guillermo Tolentino, born in 1890 and died 1976. Classically trained in sculpture, Guillermo Tolentino did a portrait in graphite of an unknown subject, very likely Italian, when he was studying in Italy. He graduated with highest honors in 1923. Tolentino created the UP Oblation as well as the landmark Bonifacio Monument.
Surely, the Philippines didn't run short of talents. Just like our friend Nexus, she has the passion and the skill shown in her art. Our country and its people have so much to offer, and yet still so much talent to discover. Art transcends age, time, race, and social class. If there is one thing that art was able to contribute to the world other than beauty, it is unity. Learning about the astounding works of the renowned Filipino artists and still knowing that there are hundreds or even thousands of talents which are yet to be unraveled. We are lucky and perhaps blessed to belong to a nation whose love for art is almost genetic. No matter the time, place, and situation, Filipinos' love for art will never cease to exist. Our national visual artist left a legacy that inspired the generation that followed to refine their skills and crafts. How about you? Have you already decided what mark you would like to leave for the future generations as your legacy? Perhaps you have been inspired with the work of great artists. You may share your work on social media with the hashtag #MyVisualArt. Thank you for joining me in our class today. Indeed, art when expressed in a work becomes ageless and timeless. It also allows us to leave a mark of something that we live for, a legacy that we can pass on to the next generation. So, always remember to create your chosen art with what's within your heart. I'm your art tita, Teacher Joanne. Always happy to serve. Take care and God bless.